Hi, everyone. Coach Angel from Angel's Bedrock Coaching Services, and welcome back to my blog. I'm doing a series where you're following me along on my Wild Fit 90 challenge that I'm in. Now, we're on day 43, which is Monday of week 7, and it's a continuation of being in a deep spring. So instead of kind of going into more details about the benefits of deep spring, I thought I'd take this time to give you a little bit of my backstory, kind of give you a little bit of context behind how I got to become a coach, why I'm so passionate about this, why I'm so angry at the industries. All right, so here we go. I grew up in a low to middle class family in Midwest United States in Illinois. And I was overly athletic. I'm the youngest of 5 girls, and none of my sisters were really overly athletic, but I was like the hyperactive little kid. And my parents threw me into sports, found I had a knack for it. But yet, even in being overly active, being an elite athlete, I had bad body image issues, I guess I'll say, because I wasn't the size 0 that my cheerleader peers were. And I got teased a lot for being the size I was. I was very muscular, but I was wearing slims, so it wasn't like I was overweight. I was in a 10 slim, where my peers were all wearing the 0s and 2s. So I kind of battled with my body image issue at a very young age. And then athletics, I threw myself into that, got through college. And that's really kind of when my weight then started becoming an issue for me, was once that athleticism stopped, that elite level. Now, mind you, I was still doing sports. I was still playing competitive softball, but it was a slow pitch versus the fast pitch. But I traveled around the United States playing ball several nights a week. I would be in leagues, and then on the weekends we would play, and then I'd even play volleyball, and I was very athletic still. However, my weight started going up, and then have a couple kids, throw those in there, and then, toxemia that I got with them, and, because of course the types of foods you're eating, your body's reaction. I blew up on that, and then trying to lose weight afterwards. All of this just increased not only my body image issues, but just overall depression. I mean, I started developing severe depression. Now, by the time I got to about 40s, maybe-ish, I started having more pain. So I was on the depression medications, but now I was on blood pressure medications. I'm pre-diabetic. I couldn't hardly move or walk. So after playing my sports, it got to the point where for 3 or 4 days after playing volleyball, I couldn't hardly move. So I was becoming immobile afterwards. So I had to give that up. And those of you who know me know how hard that is. Like, I was passionate about that. I was always the one that said, I'm going to be playing into my 60s. I looked when I was younger, and there were plenty of people playing in their 60s. I'm going to be that person. This is what I love. And then here it is. Now I'm gaining so much weight, becoming obese and morbidly obese. I actually got to the point where I was over 370 pounds. I mean, that's the last I documented my weight at. And I'm sure there were points that I was over that, but I was in a constant, I'm dieting life, constant. Now, I tried everything. I did Weight Watchers and Nutrisystem and Stop the Insanity with Susan Powder and exercise tapes and videos, and you name it, I tried it. I buying store-bought prepackaged foods that you could only eat so much, and all of that. I've tried it all. And I got to the point when I was about to turn 50 that I tried not to cry. I didn't want to be here anymore. Let's just put it that way. I have kids. What kind of life am I giving them? What kind of a mother was I? What kind of a role model was I? It was very difficult times for me. And sorry, refocus. I got to the point where I'm obviously still here. So I chose the only option I felt I had, because I felt I had to lose weight to be happy. I was tired of fronting the happy. I was tired of pretending everything was okay. I needed to do something. And the last tool I felt I had to help me lose weight to get back to my happy, which was the best time of my life when I could be active and thinner, was to have bariatric surgery. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are multiple types of bariatric surgery. It's basically a way to help restrict the volume of food you can eat. The first one is a lap band, where they just literally put a little inner tube around your stomach, and they can restrict the size of foods that can go into your stomach so that you can't eat a large volume. Then there's a sleeve gastrectomy, where they actually remove 80 to 90% of your stomach. And obviously, again, that restricts the volume of food you can eat. And then there's also a bypass surgery, where they take your intestines and bypass your stomach altogether. So I chose to have the sleeve gastrectomy, where they took out 80 to 90% of my stomach. Again, feeling I had no choice, because every time I'd buy food at the stores, these industries, the food was not helping me. And every time I would go off, I would gain even more weight. The surgery helped me. I was successful. I lost 50% of my body weight, 185 pounds, in about a 20-month period. And, got to pretty much my goal weight, and I was happy, right? No, you guys, I was still on blood pressure medications. Actually, no, I think I went off the blood pressure at that point. Once I'd lost a lot of the weight, I got off the blood pressure, but I was still on my depression meds. I was still having severe pain, and I was struggling with my weight, migraines, and then, so many different things. But to me, the hardest thing was that constant beating myself up because I couldn't maintain my weight. What am I doing wrong? Why can't I maintain my weight? And I can't tell you how severe that was for me, to have gone through that pain of a surgery, to think this was my answer, to get to my goal weight, to still battle on a daily basis with what I was eating, how much I was eating, what types of food I'm eating. I'm still not feeling good. I'm still having headaches. It's hard for me to walk, and not understand why. On top of that, let's add this to it. Okay. 30 some years of being overweight and getting to a morbidly obese status, and excess skin. I have it everywhere. It's not that I'm necessarily, I got like muscles underneath there. It's just nobody can see anything because I got all this excess skin now. And imagine what that does for somebody's depression. Yeah. It was still not good. I finally found WildFit, and it has been obviously a life changer for me. I'm so passionate about this because it was the first program I was on where they actually cared about why you're making the decisions you're making. Now there's a lot of other programs that are out there, but this was the first one that I came across where it teaches you how to work on that food psychology, where those decisions are originally coming from, to help you alter the decisions. But on top of that, it also educates you on the industry and marketing, and how they can hide the sugars in everything, which is natural for us to want, where they can put chemicals in it because there are no regulations, and they can market things with false labels and ads. And what I mean about that, you guys, is something that's on the label that says no preservatives added. Well, guess what? There probably are preservatives. Look at the ingredient list, and there'll be chemicals and preservatives on that ingredient list. But why? Because that's just a bottling company, and they can put whatever they want on there because they pre-bought vats of this product, put it in their own bottle. Well, the vat of the product has all those, preservatives in it already. When they're putting it in their bottle, they're not adding anything, so they can put on there no added preservatives. Does that not get you angry? Because it infuriates me to know for years I've battled and struggled with this, where I thought it was something I was doing wrong, that it was my fault. And here it is that the industries and the authorities that I turned to for help were the ones that were basically, they don't give a rat about me. They're just in it for the money. Because these hidden sugars, it is naturally ingrained in us. I think I've talked about this in previous videos. It's ingrained in us to be a seasonal thing that we want more. While it's available, we want more. So now we're eating stuff that's not nutritionally dense. It's just meant to get us to be hungry still and want more. So we're getting, how I phrase it and how I think WildFit phrases it is that we are overfed and undernourished. So we're living in a very malnourished state, even though we're all obese and overweight. Why is that? Why is that allowed? And that is where my anger for these industries comes into play. Thinking it was always my fault and realizing now that it wasn't. And if I can just pay this forward, you guys, to anyone who is considering bariatric surgery or anyone that is morbidly obese, feeling that there is no hope, feeling that they've tried everything, not understanding why, thinking it's all their fault. I'm here to tell you it's not. I would love to help you. If I can just help one person either avoid surgery or look at me even after I had the surgery, how I struggled, thinking I was eating healthy and these foods were making me sick. So I would love to help people now. I want to help people create a sustainable life to fit into your lifestyle, because everybody's lifestyle is going to be different. Everybody's bodies are going to be different. Creating a way for you to get the awareness around it so that you can make educated and proper choices for your life. That's what I want to do. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, you guys. So I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for allowing me to share my story. I hope that I hear from you guys. If you have any questions about my story, please visit my website, or, if you want to connect as well, please feel free to reach out.